Hey-o, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of IoT Nuggets. How's everybody doing? I've got Steve Brumer with me, as usual, my illustrious co-host, Mr. Steve Brumer.
Still here, still not been fired. It's unbelievable.
Made it back from Phoenix, I see.
Yes, with skin on my face and skin everywhere. 117 degrees. I don't care what anybody says, it's still friggin' hot.
That sounds pretty hot. And I would also like to mention that we have an esteemed guest with us today, Mr. Romil Bahl from Core Wireless, the CEO. And welcome to you, Romil.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us. And just real quickly before I pass it off to you guys, BHIoTgroup.com is the website for BH IoT Group. If you want to take them up on a 30-minute conversation and consultation to talk about your IoT strategy and how you might bring a deployment to market, and if you feel that you are a subject matter expert and you want to join us on the show like Romil is today, let us know and we can have you on in a future edition of IoT Nuggets. In this episode today, we're going to talk about how Core Wireless is driving the market for simple and effective GTM cost structure and the current state of IoT. And Romil's a great person to cover that topic. So Steve, I'm going to pass it to you and Romil to discuss.
Excellent. Thanks, Doug. Romil, as always, thank you for joining us and participating in this. Not that you had any choice since I paid for lunch, so you had no.
So there are no free lunches, Steve. You know that.
No free lunches anymore. You know that. That's all I'm doing is asking you for 6 minutes of your time. Not a bad lunch. So you and I have known each other a long time. What you've done at Core has been outstanding. But so you've made so many changes structurally and around the business at Core. Just give us a quick update on who you are today. Where are you today? What's working? What's not working?
Yeah, so Steve, I think if folks have blinked over the last 3-ish years that we've been at work on this transformation here at Core, they might still think of us as an IoT connectivity as a service type player. And yes, we are still that, but we're much broader now. Connectivity solutions and analytics is our tagline now. We think of ourselves and have been busy investing and positioning ourselves as really the premier IoT solution enablement platform. And as you know, Steve, I say the word platform in a much broader sense than just some tech platform or connectivity management platform as in providing a veritable one-stop shop across connectivity solutions analytics to accelerate IoT solutions to market.
Excellent. Well, that's great. Obviously from an international play, you're involved in so many different opportunities. Have you seen a real big difference between what's going on internationally around IoT and versus domestically?
Yeah, absolutely. As you know, since you've actually followed the industry longer and closer than I have, really the first half of that last decade, the 2010 to 2020 decade, was really disappointing, right, for IoT. Because I remember when in 2010 or around those times when analysts were saying, oh, we will have 20 billion, 25 billion IoT devices by 2020. Right? And then 2015 came around and we had almost nothing. And we were struggling and, kind of stumbling all over ourselves. And Cisco had that great stat they put out in 2016 or 2017 that said about 2/3 of all proof of concepts and prototypes are failing and on and on and on. And frankly, we didn't do a very good job, did we? As an industry, we didn't do a good job of integrating a solution. And I remember tailgating with you one time at a Falcons game early in my career at Core, and you said, somebody needs to come in here and be that solution integrator, be that service provider. And those words have stuck with me. And listen, I heard that from about every customer I visited with my first 100 days, my next 100 days. And so really that's what we've tried to do is we've said, okay, we've now served over 10,000 use cases and customers over the last 20 years. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. We can help customers really get it done. We can make it work. We can orchestrate the ecosystem to make it easy to adopt IoT. And look, I can't guarantee this every single time, Steve, but the promise to the customer is, hey, if it's going to take you 18 to 24 months to launch a solution, We'd like to get it done in 18 to 24 weeks. Right?
That's awesome. So there's some, I keep on talking to a lot of clients and prospects around the world about challenges that they're seeing, and the challenges that we all have around this business. Integration is definitely one, education is another, security is another. What are some of the top 1 or 2 challenges that you're seeing out there that you're having to address all the time right now in order to get deals done and deployments successfully completed?
Well, you rattled off a few that are big, right? I mean, obviously security is big, and education, like you said, and really understanding what you're getting yourself into is big, which is why, when we start with a customer, we talk about a 7-step IoT deployment process. Each of the steps has 7 major deliverables that are due. And it's really helpful to contextualize for the customer that you've got to get all of that done to launch your end-to-end solution, as opposed to figure it out as you go. Oh, geez, I thought I was getting ready to launch, and I realized I haven't done my certification for the networks I need to use, or whatever you're identifying issues as you go. But when you work with us at Core, right, you get that up front. You sort of figure out, okay, what have you got covered? What could we do for you? What could we bring partners to bear for you, etc. But I think, to answer your question directly, the other big challenges that we see, I mean, interoperability, compatibility challenges out the wazoo. I mean, you've got an increasing complexity and plethora. Right now, you've got these built for IoT networks and the NB-IoTs and CAT-Ms. Some of them don't quite have roaming arrangements done yet. So where can you really deploy those? When's the right time to go there? There's all the 5G noise out there. And then, of course, there's everything else with satellite and unlicensed. And look, in real life, very few solutions are going to end up being single connectivity, single protocol things. It's going to be multi, right? I mean, you've got to make a short-range thing work with a long-range thing, and it's got to work all the time and be up all the time. And so, those are the challenges we're seeing. Now, let me say one other thing, because you raised the notion of internet. I have never been more enthused about the promise of the next decade, about the true international deployment potential. So I think we've gone from the decade of learning regional POCs and prototypes to now a decade of true global deployments. And the people that have persevered, have stuck with it, are learning what all they can do now with their IoT solutions, and they're getting ready to go global. And that's very exciting for us as a true global independent, obviously.
Well, I got to tell you that there's, we all have been hearing on the industry floor about, what you're doing right now around the SPAC. And I know there's a lot of things that you can't tell us, but, kind of make us smile that this industry is headed in the right direction.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's kind of cool to feel like, with a bit of luck, knock wood, 6-ish weeks, 8-ish weeks from now, we should be the first pure play IoT company to go public. That's kind of neat, right? And again, it's something you and I talked about some 3-ish years ago. And I've always felt in my gut that there was a public company here. I mean, the leadership team has a lot of public company experience. We have all of this recurring revenue, right? 91+% recurring revenue last year. A lot of revenue visibility, no downside really. And so the notion of being able to delever from effectively 9 or 9.5 times EBITDA as debt down to 1.7, which is the plan if this de-SPAC shareholder vote goes forward as planned, is really powerful for us, because now we can get M&A going and all this sort of stuff. So yeah, it's something to smile about. It's 10 years of fun to come, and I couldn't be more pumped about this decade. So, well,
I can tell you that all of us in the industry are rooting for you, because this will change the dynamics of what we're talking about around M&A, around going public, or more justification and realization that IoT is here to stay and that the growth is unbelievable. So, hey, thank you. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate you being and taking the time here and being on with us.
Absolutely. Enjoyed it as always. Thanks, guys. Steve, Doug, cheers.
Doug, what's going on?
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Yeah, and let me add my congratulations in advance and best of luck with the going public for Core Wireless. And you can actually visit Core Wireless at corewireless.com, right as it says there on the screen. And that's really about it for today. So thanks again. Don't forget bhiotgroup.com. Follow BH IoT Group on LinkedIn, on the YouTube channel. Check out the website, and we will be back for the next episode of IoT Nuggets soon. See you, everybody.
Yep. See you. Have a great day.